Taoiseach, I understand today is your birthday. Sin an rud lev me, so ma bhfuil sin ceart lá bratha honadud.
Is that your question, Deputy? Is that your question? It's the shortest question I've heard yet. Please proceed.
It's also the straightest answer I ever got. Anyway, Taoiseach, I understand also that your birthday wish is to be the Taoiseach who regains Irish sovereignty. And yet the austerity treaty which you're supporting means handing away more and more sovereignty to unelected officials in Europe. So Taoiseach, tá an conras seo láchtá is agat sin. Agus buineann sé go leor leis an austerity treaty is lear nach bhfuil an conra or aon maithas ar bí na nginne. And that's the view, Taoiseach, as you'll know, of more and more opinion makers here in this state and across the European Union. There's nothing in it to stimulate growth or jobs creation. And for Irish citizens, when this current bailout programme ends, it will mean, if it goes through, a further €6 billion worth of austerity. It will mean more cuts to frontline services, more cuts, as Chuck Martin has outlined, to education, to community services, more stealth taxes like the household charge, septic tank charges, water charges. Now, 24th of April is your birthday. I understand it's also the Taoiseach's birthday. And it's also the date, Taoiseach, you may not know this, but it's also the date in this city, around this time, that a republic was declared. A republic was proclaimed in this city, this day, 96 years ago. And the leaders of that republic proclaimed the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destiny. So, Taoiseach, how do you square the principles of this proclamation with a treaty which would put control of Irish destinies into the hands of unelected officials in the European Court of Justice and the European Commission?
Thank you. Taoiseach.
Well, first of all, Deputy Adams, I'm very grateful to you for your generosity in recognising that we all have birth dates and birthdays, and in this government you get 2 occasions on this date. I recognise, of course, that my emergence into the world occurred on the date in April in 1916, and those who emerged from the ruins of the GPO declared the proclamation as the country took its first fledgling steps towards economic and political independence. I'd remind you that the first article of this stability treaty says that its purpose is to bring about stability and growth, and I do not share your view at all on this. Now, we're going to have probably many occasions over the next number of weeks to be in close proximity to each other in terms of arguing for and against this treaty. I'm going to be asking you, Deputy Adams, what your consequences are of the vote that you're proposing, because you have not spelt out for anybody where this country is going to get its investment from, where these services are going to be paid for, and how it is that the workers of this country are going to have a slap in the face of confidence that's already there internationally brought about by the proposition that you are putting forward. Week after week, I see very strong lines of investment coming into this country. And the reason they're coming in here is that the companies and the plants that decide to invest here have confidence in our country, have confidence in our workforce, have confidence in our people, and recognise that even with the underlying figures in the Eurostat figures given the other day, that this country is now headed in the right direction. And I'm very happy, Deputy Adams, that Europe has responded to, amongst others, this government's promptings for an agenda of growth and jobs and investment and career opportunities. And that's where we want to be. So on the 31st of May, what we have to do is to have an informed electorate, that they are fully informed about what this treaty actually does and what it's not about, so that when they make their decision, that they are voting on the future of our country. And this is our decision alone. Nothing to do with the Netherlands, nothing to do with France, nothing to do with the regional elections in Germany, nothing to do with elections in Serbia or the elections in Greece, or what the outcome of the second run of the French presidential election is. This is Ireland's decision alone, because we can't prevent this fiscal treaty from moving forward. 25 countries have signed on for it, and they will all ratify it. We choose to do so by the proposition of having a referendum. From that point of view, and the government and those who support the referendum will see to it that the people are given an understanding and the fullest information about the critical decision that they must make. And it is a critical decision. As I've said on so many occasions before, on the 1st of January next year, the train for Europe's future leaves the station. We want to be on that train with the confidence and the level of confidence and the stream of confidence that is there. And every worker I meet in plants around the country understand the value of a job, understand the value of keeping that level of confidence very high, and are prepared to vote for that future. Because it's not just about the government, this is about the country and those who come behind us.
Thank you.
So when you ask your next question now, perhaps you might tell me on my birthday where it is that Sinn Féin are going to get the money to run the services, and where it is that Sinn Féin propose to have that level of confidence from investment abroad to continue to come in here. Because you haven't answered that question, Deputy Adams, and the reason you haven't answered it is that you're not able to answer it.
Deputy Adams, thank you.
Taoiseach, the thing about today is I get to ask the questions and you get to avoid them. And the train is leaving, but it's going in the wrong direction. And one of the things I would like your government to do is to get up and defend austerity. Get up and argue why austerity is right for us, because you don't do it. You dodge it all the time. Now, what I think is really interesting is that that's entirely appropriate for a right-wing Conservative party like Fine Gael. You support privatisation, you support cuts in public services, you support the race to the bottom, you're for the dominance of the free market. But Taoiseach, your greatest achievement, and
please.
not
Allow the deputy.
without me paying credit to your greatest achievement, and that is to get the Labour Party leadership
Thank you for your
to
question,
agree
Deputy.
to this agenda. In Brussels, Labour MEPs voted against measures that are now part of this austerity treaty. One described austerity as a recipe for the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. Another, Francis Garassa, said these measures will kill growth, destroy jobs and derail recovery. So Taoiseach, on this your birthday, and I wish you a very, very happy birthday, Falcha, La Braha Honadit, will you tell us how you got the Labour leadership to support an agenda that will mean more cuts, more stealth taxes and do nothing to tackle the jobs crisis, and it's giving away our sovereignty?